And we're live. We are live, YouTube, Wednesday afternoon. How is it going? It's your neighborhood Jesus. Shades, motherfucking Wade. Let's wait for some people to get in here and we'll talk about what's going on. We got some stuff going on. Naturally, it's going to be harder to get people in here, seeing as it's 9 to 5, most people's schedule, and it's 2 p.m. Oh my goodness. Ugh, excuse me. I'm running off 5 hours of sleep. Man, the more I look at this car, the more I want it. Ooh. Oh, somebody just bid on one of my items. $75. Okay. Okay. There's the picture. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it makes 335 on 93 alone, just pumped gas, premium pumped gas. But then with the water and meth and 93 octane made 351. So she's got plenty of power. Plenty of power. Well, damn, this chat's dead. We're talking dead. Nobody's here. 8 minutes in. Well, I guess I'll just cut to the chase. The car I've been looking at, the 06 Type S A-Spec in PA, I think Gato's going to go scout it out for me tomorrow, seeing as he's closer. He's like an hour and some change away. Much obliged, sir, because it would suck having to make that drive and then find out I don't want to buy the car, or, something's wrong with it, or, something like that. I don't think anything's wrong with it. I think it's a nasty car. I think it's probably good to go, honestly. But yeah, guys, that's what's going on. Honestly, getting super nervous, super excited. I'm really excited to see what Gato thinks of the car. He's gonna shoot some video of it so I can have something to watch. Because his word's good and everything. It's not that I don't trust just his word alone, but to get a full almost like virtual reality experience, cameras there, I get to see the car, get walked around, stuff like that, check every inch of it. True story. And yeah, that's about all that's going on. Nothing too crazy. Man, K-Tuner version 1, traction control and boost by gear. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. Nasty, nasty. High bidder Taylor something. 394 star, 100%. So clearly, this guy is getting down. We got one person, no people in here. One than none. So between that, I got like 130 bucks in items that are about to sell. Well, they're gonna sell, but one's got 4 days left, one's got 14 hours left. So true story. You only get 5 hours of sleep. You get to like 2, 3 in the afternoon. You're pretty tired. So I went to sleep at like 4 in the morning and woke up at like 9. Literally. Don't even know why. Just did. Somebody's back in here. What do we got? Who is here? Oh, Rusty's here, man. What's up, man? How you doing? The update is I think Gato is going to go scout that car for me tomorrow. It's Mars Thursday. He offered, said he was free Thursday. He's like, I can go scout that car out. I talked to the guy. The car is still for sale, and he's able to meet tomorrow. So super excited to see how that turns out. Gato said he's going to, shoot some video, take some video of the car, scout it out for me, basically, because I'm not trying to. Let's see. Justin's here. He says, update, sweet. Type Rusty says, that's rad. Can't wait to hear his thoughts. Yeah, Gato knows his way around the car. He knows what to look for and stuff like that. So, even just his word alone, just word of mouth would have been more than adequate. But the fact that I'll get to see some video of the car, and I've checked it out. The car was tuned at IMW, Innovative Motor Works, up in Carlisle, PA. It makes 335 on pump gas alone, and it makes 351 on water, methanol, and pump gas. So, yeah. It seems like the guy, I've texted him all morning and stuff like that. He was at work, and he still, I called him. He didn't answer. I left a voicemail, and he instantly texted me back within like 10 or 15 minutes. Justin says maybe he'll buy it. I don't think Gato would dog me like that. That would be pretty harsh. He's got 5 cars. He's like, I need number 6, a supercharged DC5 that Shades wanted to buy. That'd be pretty funny, actually. I'd be like, God damn it. Type Rusty says reputable. Reputable. That word fucked with my head looking at it. That's a word you don't really see spelled out. I don't, at least. But yeah, seems like guy doesn't seem like a sketchball. Usually when I put my Spidey, since my feeler gauge is out, my antenna, doesn't seem like a sketchball. It's too clean of a build for him to be a sketchball and to have like Instagram video or pictures of the dyno graph and like all the, he says he has receipts for everything he's put on the car. Rusty says, you could reach out to the tuning shop and ask about it. Yeah, like I just started with their Instagram because he had a picture and they had I didn't even notice the Instagram tag at the bottom. So I started there. And apparently the car, when it got tuned there months and months ago, right? I think the car used to be red. I think it used to be Milano red, and he changed the paint to Nighthawk Black Pearl, maybe. Because it looked like in the picture the fender was red. But apparently it had been there months and months ago, and it had the same supercharger setup. And apparently the what the fuck did they say? They said the rotor and the supercharger made contact with something, and he completely took it off before it even caused a problem, and got the supercharger completely disassembled, ported, resurfaced, and like everything, like, and upgraded shit, the pulleys on it and stuff like that. Justin says, can you imagine if you drove it home? Yeah, I can. That'd be horrible. I'd be so upset. I'd be like, dude, first dibs, man, come on. Justin says, honestly, don't think you'd find a cleaner one. Well, yeah, you could find one that's like probably cleaner, low miles. You probably could, but it's not about the low miles. It's about the work that's been done to the car. Like, I agree with so much of the stuff he did to the car. Let's see. Rusty says, paint change, any post on Club RSX? I'll have to check out. But yeah, it could have just been like, my eye was playing tricks on me. It looked like the fender was red because it zoomed into the engine bay. But that could be like, a shop that, like, what I'm talking about. It could be like one of those red shop like fender protectors when they're working on your car, like fucking with stuff and leaning over your fender so they don't scratch anything or drop a tool on it or something. Might be one of those. I'm not sure. I'll ask him the next time I when I'm chatting with him, or I'll just, get Gato to ask him. Justin says he has all the receipts and documents. Yeah, that's what he's claiming. He also has all the original OEM parts, including the ECU, the a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? Intake box, just any OEM part. So like I can turn around and I can go two routes with that. Basically, I can keep the setup the way it is, or I could use some of those parts to go back a step. Like if I want to ditch the supercharger and sell it. If I don't like supercharger, maybe I'm more of an all motor guy. Who knows? But nonetheless, it seems like a really nasty setup. I mean, and the way he was talking to me about the way the methanol works. See, you have two fail safes. You have one fail safe, and then you have another backup fail safe in case the methanol tank pump doesn't work properly. So you're not, going to lean out or anything. You have methanol enable switch, which is like a voltage that goes into the analog input or output of the K-tuner system. So if that switch doesn't send a voltage to it to enable methanol, basically what will happen is there's a secondary tune in there for just pump gas. So it's just imagine a wire going inside the K-tuner to a certain, a little light switch, basically. If there's no power on, it doesn't matter if the light switch is on or off. So literally, if the light switch, if it doesn't have current, it'll run the secondary pump gas tune, which is that's fucking phenomenal. Sounds so awesome. Like literally, and you got like an ethanol gauge, you got an AFR gauge built into the air conditioning vents. I mean, it's really well thought out. There's very few things on the car I would change. I mean, honestly, the only things I'm probably going to change on the car are the wheels and the side skirts. I want Type R side skirts, and other than that, I'm happy with the way the bumpers look. I'm happy with I'm debating putting on the Type R wing or not, because if I go Type R side skirts and Type R wheels, I feel like Type R wing, like I had on my car, would probably look pretty nasty. Not saying the Crisol or Criselli or something like that, whatever spoiler he has on there, it doesn't look bad. It's just I'm not like too crazy on the A-spec chins. It's not even an A-spec spoiler, like the OEM chin spoiler. It's similar to it, but it's like a little more has a little bit more of a room for design. It's not as sleek looking. It's still sleek looking, but not as sleek as a stock A-spec chin spoiler, deck lid spoiler, whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, I mean, the car checks out. I mean, clearly this guy got it tuned at IMW because it's on their site and it's on their Instagram too. And he's been there multiple times. Like he was getting tuned months ago. The rotor and the supercharger was making contact with something, which was not good. So they ended the dyno session. He got his supercharger completely rebuilt and ported and everything, and came back and threw down 351 on methanol and 93, which is, and this is the best part. How much boost was needed to achieve that number? 13.5 pounds of boost made 351 on methanol and 93, and on just 93 it made 335. So even if we just run it on pump gas, it's going to be a 335 wheel horsepower car, which is just like, and the methanol, I mean, 335 versus 351. I mean, he's also including a bunch of a couple of gallons of jugs of methanol, which is that's sweet. I'll have to stock up on that. But yeah, it looks like a hell of a build. And I'm definitely going to get some of my money back from selling some of the parts, the OEM ECU and stuff like that, or, some of the extra parts that are included. Stock suspension. He says he's got the stock suspension because he's got Progress coilovers on it. Stock ECU, stock intake box, all the stock parts. He's got all of it. So I can make some money selling that stuff to people that need stock Type S parts. I can also make some money off selling my HKS exhaust and my Skunk 2 Alpha header my K-Pro, my door panels, my, anything except for the seats and the carpet, like that'll be up for grabs. Might even do a giveaway, honestly. At this point, I might give away some stuff just to help other people out, seeing as people have helped me out, man. It's crazy. You guys are hooking it up. Hooking it up. How's everyone's day going? How you doing, Rusty? How you doing, Justin? Rusty and Justy. Justin says, nah, you've helped people so much. 351, damn. Doing good. Nice, dude. I mean, I try to help as much as I can. I mean, I wish I could. There's so many videos I would love to do. But the problem is, one, some of them already exist. So there's no point to make them unless it's specifically for the DC5. There's a lot of K-series content out there, but like DC5 videos are kind of like Rusty. Like he had some of the most vital DC5 videos back when, like, I guess like he didn't even own the car when he was posting most of the content because he sold the car, but he had all this like archive of DC5 install footage and stuff like that. Like that shit is, I mean, honestly, that's kind of what got me into wanting to make like homebrew, just like non-contrived install videos, like not trying to button it up and tailor it so much where it's sugar coated and like we can't curse, we can't offend anyone, we can't do anything, like I just turn the camera on and be myself, basically. Like some people like it, some people don't. People that don't like it are the people that like that sugar coated content, like they want the trap music, they want the cinematics, they want it to be like a little baby movie or something, and like it's fine and dandy for some people, but it's just some of it to me feels like fake. Like they don't know you as a person. Rusty says, yeah, frown, quick edits. Quick edits. Shit, man. If you can get by with it, no edits. Well, I guess you got to edit time lapses in and cut all the stuff that doesn't matter out. So, yeah, I feel you. But, yeah, it's just, I try to help out. Like, I'm just happy I fucking figured out that P1106 conundrum, like, I literally thought I was going to have to get a new ECU. And another dude literally was like, yo, I did what you did, and it fixed my ECU problem. Thank you so much. Like, saved him like $700 for a new ECU. Like, dude, nobody wants to spend $700 for an ECU. And it makes you frightened to buy a used ECU because you're like, I hope it doesn't have the same problem. Like, that would suck. So you want to buy a brand new one from Honda with a warranty. And, I mean, $700 for a stock ECU is like, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, OEM retail on car parts, fucking ridiculous. And all it was a friggin' TPS sensor, And it didn't even say anything was wrong with the TPS. So, I mean, stuff like that makes me happy. Not really one to get like, oh, I got 100 bajillion new subscribers. Go me. I'm making more money off of you. Go me. Like, it's just not, there's no point. Justin says that guy owes you $700. Nah, he doesn't owe me anything. Because I remember when I was having fuel cut issues and like I'm trying to get the 8600 and it's like fuel cutting at 7800 and I'm like, oh my God, is my motor about to blow up or something? Like, what is happening? The anxiety and all of that, like, it's no fun, So it's nice when you have people like a support system, somebody that owns the exact same car as you and they've been fucking with it and tinkering with it and they, basically like crack a safe. Like, hey, it says it's broken. It's like if a lock was broken and like you just kicked open the door. You're like, we're in. Nobody helped us. I had to kick that bitch off the hinge. But yeah, nonetheless, getting getting pretty excited. I'm excited to see, you know, what video footage of the car looks like, you know. Hopefully he'll get a test drive it and stuff like that. Chris Millington's here. What's up, Shades? At the port till 3 p.m. out of work. Woo. Can't wait to get home because my new XXR 527s just shipped to my house. Nice, dude. Good stuff. Justin says, yeah, thank you for helping other people. I've learned a lot from you too. Well, yeah, it's just like challenging the status quo. Because like a lot of this stuff, like old mechanics and like people before us, like they blew open the door on like how shit is. You know, obviously a car needs oil, it needs gas, it needs like, you know, spark and all this shit. So all that stuff's pretty much like written in stone. But then like it's hard to put into words, like question why things like stop working or question why things don't work. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the thing with a circuit board in a engine computer. I knew nothing was wrong with my ECU. I was like, dude, like literally cleaned it. It was fine. And then like, you got to think that a barometric sensor is that sensor inside that ECU. And it's not, the capacitor wasn't busted. There was no, you know, electrolytic capacitor fluid or anything like that in there. And fucking the TPS talks to that sensor. So it's either one of the two in the affair, in the handshake. So if that's not broken, maybe the TPS is going out. So replace the TPS, upgrade it, and there you go. Like, because like literally, if I wouldn't have thought like that, Honda and Honda, their solution was buy a new ECU. So they're accepting defeat, or they're just into capitalism like hardcore, and they're like, "I want you to buy a new ECU. Buy it from us." No, buy it from us. It's like, I'm not buying a new ECU. Fuck y'all. Type Rusty says, "What's the seller's name?" His name's Ryan. Ryan from Philadelphia. But yeah, fucking it's definitely a clean car. And I asked him about any rust. I was like, is it like, you know, obviously there's not a picture of the underbody. And I said, you know, is there any rust on the body or anywhere on the car? And he's like, there's no rust whatsoever on the body panels, the fenders, the quarters, hood, any body part doesn't have any rust whatsoever. He said the only rust is on the subframe. There's a little bit of surface rust on the subframe, but it's not like catastrophic. It's just, you know, surface rust starting basically. And the subframe, dude, I can get another subframe if I wanted to get a fresher subframe that had no surface rust, or just do the undercoating like Rusty did on his DC2. I mean, that's an option too. Just get some 400 grit, take away the rust, and just coat it so it doesn't rust back. Justin says, what was in Carlisle? IMW, and Innovative Motorworks. It's innovative, like innovative. The company Innovative. They have a lot of good cars, like K24s with freaking Quife sequential boxes, and like 8th gens, 9th gens, Type Rs, DC2s with K swaps. Like they do tons of shit. So if it got tuned there, that's a pretty reputable fucking, you know, dyno shop basically. Chris says, found another car, I'm guessing. No, we're still just talking about that black 2006 with the supercharger. Gatto's Flying Gatto. I don't know if you watch Flying Gatto or not, but he lives up in Pennsylvania. He's about an hour and some change away from Philadelphia. So hopefully tomorrow, he said he's got some time. He's going to plan it out, go meet the guy and give the car a once over and walk through it and film some of it, and maybe get a test drive or drive it, see if it's, you know, all in everything is what it is, you know. Justin says, so are you going to meet him? No, Gatto's going to meet him. Justin says, oh, INW. It's IMW, Innovative Motorworks. I've been to car shows there. They have shows often. Word. But it's IMW, like mom. Not Nana. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye to my old DC5. That's right. Chris says, damn, do they sell stock used K motors for a good deal? Want to buy one to swap into my daily 08 LX. Dude, Chris, I was watching VTech Academy this morning with Brian. There's this website for every junkyard in America, every pick and pull auto part yard, row52.com. Check it out. So like basically like for a real good deal, and the motor probably, if you find the right one that isn't like the motor's not harmed, what you would do is go to row 52, type in RS, Acura RSX, check the country, the places near you that have RSXs in a junkyard somewhere, and see if the motor's salvageable, and you can get them for probably less than $1,000 for a Type S motor that you would spend getting close to $4,000 for. They're like $3,500 all day, but it's called row52.com. Yeah, I was surprised. I've never heard of that. There's usually auto yard, salvage yards and auto part pick and pulls and stuff, but I've never heard of row 52. Justin's not laughing. He says, Chris says, oh, okay. Justin says, I've got to find in good shape. You're going to buy it. It's what it's looking like. It's what it's looking like. That's my fucking grandma saying. I think the dog ran away. He's hiding or something. She's like, where are you at? Because he's a mischief maker. Chris says, oh, I got to watch that video because it popped up for me yesterday, but forgot to watch it. And yeah, I'll have to check out that website. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, VTech Academy. Dude, you guys want to know some fucked up shit I didn't even know about Brian from Hasport? Have you guys ever seen the Honda Insight land speed crash going 180? I didn't even know that was Brian. I didn't even know it was Brian. Hold on one second. He's right outside my door. What's going on? Oh yeah, he's right outside my door. What's wrong with him? Oh boy. Open up my door. Uh-huh. So you want to go lay down? I'm taking that. The dog's acting weird. Justin says, well, you have to see it in person before buying it. Well, not really. If there's a test drive involved, starting it up, driving it, a walk around of the car, the guy's got 20 pictures up, so there's not much I need to see. It's got recently it got complete paint correction this month, the 23rd of May, so pretty much almost a month ago. It's got fresh paint. It got a brand new air conditioning system 2 years ago. All the parts it has on it, and the dyno tune. The dyno tune happened this month, or 3 months ago, I think. The alignment happened this month, brand new alignment. So it's pretty tidied up. Justin says that was Brian. Yeah, because in the video, if you type in Honda Insight 180 mile per hour crash, Brian had a buzz cut back then, and now if you watch VTech Academy nowadays, he's got long well, not long, but longer shaggy white hair, so and a beard, so it didn't really look like him. Because I totally have watched that video before I started watching VTech Academy. I was like, holy shit, that was their Insight. That's crazy. Justin says, wow, what about the belts? The belts? What, like serpentine belt? I mean, stuff like that, like something like that goes out, that's not a big deal at all. Like hoses, oil changes, that type of thing. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody that takes that much care, detail, and attention and love into a car, they're going to change the oil, you know. No way to really tell that unless take the valve cover off and see if there's any, like, you know, like heat warping in the inside of the valve cover to see if it was, you know, oil starvation or something. But honestly, like, I know I don't know the guy, but honestly, just looking at his build and the way he did the car, I really trust him, which is kind of weird, actually. You're like, yeah, we see eye to eye. I don't know you, but I like what you're doing. Justin says, damn, son, where'd you find that? Philadelphia. Because there wouldn't be much benefit. Think about it. 12.5 for RSX is expensive. And I know he's got a lot of parts, and it's still a good deal. I'm not saying it's not a good deal, but I'm saying, ooh, dropping cigarettes. That's not good. Good thing this carpet's already fucked up. But literally, there'd be no benefit to him putting 12.5 for a car and then trying to, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's hard to put into words. It's like a fucking niche type market, you know, like, one, you got to have people that are into fast cars. Two, you got to have people that are into really fast Hondas. Three, you got to find someone that's got 12 grand cash. And four, you got to find someone that's got 12 grand cash and is smart. Like, it's not trying to get ripped off, basically. So, like, you know, I'm fitting, like, the fucking criteria across the board. You know what I mean? Like, Rusty says, take out a loan, get car, slowly decide on what parts to keep and which to sell, pay off loan faster. Well, just even based on, I might keep it the same setup that he has, honestly. Just, Type Rusty says, don't drop so much cash on a depreciating asset. Yeah, well, cars in general are a money pit, you know, like, you could buy a brand new Ferrari, it costs $200,000, you drive it off and it's worth like 90 grand now. So, like, there's always going to be that depreciation across the board with any car, pretty much, except for maybe like Subarus or something like that, or whichever car has the best appreciated value. But yeah, no, like, basically, like, this car, if it is what it is, it'll never be sold. So it, like, depreciation won't even matter, honestly. Like, I mean, honestly, if I didn't have what happened to my RSX in Maryland, I would never sell that car. Like, literally, it would never happen. Like, too many sentiments, too much work and money and time and effort put into it. So, like, I mean, feasibly, I'm basically trying to find another bottom bitch girl that's down to fucking ride. So I'm not too worried about it. And not to mention, I'll probably get about 5 to 6 grand out of my RSX, parting it out. The K-Pro, the immobilizer, the motor, the transmission. It's got a fucking Exetti Stage 1 clutch and 8-pound flywheel in it. Trying to think. K-Tune CMC and slave cylinder, I might swap those over because they just have Honda OEM ones. This guy just has Honda. They're brand new, but I mean, I'd rather have the K-Tune CMC that has the clutch delay bypass valve or whatever. It bypasses the valve. Justin says, you mean you don't have 12K cash? Well, see, that's the thing. Like, we're going to have to get 12K cash. Like, it's not that we can't, like, you know, take out a loan or juggle it around or put it on like 5 credit cards or whatever the max is on some of these credit cards and shit like that. But I don't know the logistics of how my family's lending me the money. I'm sure they're probably either piecing it together between them so we don't have to take out a loan and get like crazy interest or something like that. Chris says, yes, but the RSX market will always go up, not down. Just look at the S2000s, guys. Yeah, it's true. Look at the DC2 Type R market, dude. Some of these fucking Integra DC2 going for like 17 grand, 20 grand. I mean, like low miles. I mean, I could see somebody selling, like, let's say one's got 800 miles on. I'm talking 800, less than 1,000 miles on. Somebody that kept it in a garage queen car. I mean, that would probably sell for like 25, 30 grand, honestly. If it was in mint condition, still had plastic on the seats or something like that, it'd probably sell for like 30 grand. Somebody would buy it. So, I mean, imagine like an 06 is the last year they made the RSX. And then it's a Type S, so it works in its favor too. And then it's an A-spec package, so like that's a pretty rare one, honestly. Let's see. The chat disappeared. What the fuck? Chris says, yes, exactly. Justin says, I see RSXs on Craigslist for $1,000 to $2,000, but those weren't taken care of. Yeah, they're probably base models too. Like, I mean, even in Richmond here, like, there are a few Type S's, but they look like dog shit. They're riced out. The people, you can just tell they weren't taken care of. The seats all ripped up, and just really crappy mods and crappy wheels, and just doesn't make me feel inspired to own something that someone else dogged on visually and probably performance mechanically. But then, like, you see a lot of base models, and like you see a lot of 05 base models here. I don't understand it. Like, why would you want a base model? Unless you were doing a Type S swap, you know, putting the Type S motor and transmission in it. But even at that, like, I don't know, base models are just the A3 motor. Even if you get the 5-speed or whatever, I don't like it. I remember my buddy had a EP3 with the A3 motor in it and the crazy shifter and the fucking dashboard and all that shit. And I remember the day it was stock, and I thought it was like the dorkiest car ever. I was like, this thing blows. This thing's not fast. We're in an egg. Like, I just didn't like it at the time. And then he fucking fully built the motor and went turbocharger and ran a 10.7, a high 10-second quarter mile pass, fully built motor, high boost, giving no fucks, and ran a high 10. You know what I mean? And I was like, that thing's cool now. This thing is the shit. Chris says, but I've even seen S2000s here in Florida in utter horrible condition to me with 150,000 on the clock, and yet it sells for well over $7.5 grand. Yeah. I checked for S2000s here because I was honestly thinking, I was like, you know, maybe it's time to go AP1. And I was looking around, and you just can't find a, you know, for under 10 grand, they're in shitty condition. They have a fuckload of miles on them, and the paint's fucked up. The interior doesn't look that great. It needs, you know, it needs a timing chain. It needs a new water pump. It needs this, it needs that. You know, it's like, I mean, for the price margin, like, they should be asking like 4 or 5 grand if it needs all that work and has all those miles on it. Because we're talking a stock car. It's not like it has a supercharger on it. Like, let's say the motor I'm looking at in this 06, this guy in Pennsylvania, it's 152,000 miles, but he's gone through it. I mean, literally less than a few months ago, or, you know, 2 or 3 months ago, it made fucking 351 on 13.5 pounds of boost. So clearly it's holding compression. You know what I mean? Unless he's done something to the car or had an accident or broke a timing chain or whatever. I mean, there wouldn't be any issue to be worried about the health of that motor. Clearly it's holding its ground. It would be nice, though, to get a compression test done. Like, that would be my final thing. Just like, hey, we want to test the compression on this motor. Just pull the plugs, or, you know, pull the plugs in the injector clips and get a compression test done just to make sure it's across the board that the motor's healthy. Other than that, that's my only concern with high miles. I mean, it's how you maintain it. Let's see. Justin says stock RSX with 150,000 miles here in Kansas for 12 grand because it's stock and well maintained. 2003. That's high. That's really high. They should be asking like 7, maybe 6 or 7. 150,000 miles. That's like, I mean, there's one in Chicago that has 32,000 miles. It's an 02. It looks just like mine, satin silver metallic, stock RSX, not a thing changed on it. 32,000 miles on it. They want 10.5 grand. But that's 32,000. That's like a brand new car. Chris says, yep, and they're just going to keep going on up in value to the overall demand of them. Hondas, for the most part, hold very well value in the car market. Chris says, wow, that's crazy. Justin says, if it had regular oil changes, it's probably good. Well, it's the only stock one around here. Yeah, I mean, location, supply and demand, all that stuff. I feel you. But I'm just saying, well, it's in Kansas. There's probably not that many in Kansas, so that's why they're probably highballing. But yeah, I'm excited. Excited. I mean, think about that. An RSX in Kansas. Seems like an oddball place for an RSX to be. Like, yeah, I'm really into like import tuner and like modding, and I live in Topeka. Like, what? I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but most of the people that are into import stuff are usually West Coast people, New York people, Florida people, Texas maybe. Trying to flies here. He says, sounds like it's going to be a dusty bitch. The Kansas RSX. 12 grand. Yeah, it just sits there. Everyone's like, I don't want that rice burner. I want me a friggin' Dodge Ram. I want me a Ford F-150. No, F-350 Super Duty. Heck 'em. Justin says RSX has better resale than Odyssey. Yeah, it's true. Unless it's a K-swapped Odyssey. That would be the only kicker. I'd buy an Odyssey if it had a K-swap in it. And I had like 8 kids and cargo. Those days are not here yet. Hey, Rusty. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but look what we got here. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. If you open up the hood, I don't know how good of a shot that's going to be. If it'll focus. Oh, it had it. There it is. I don't know who's got a purple air filter. It should be black, and the valve cover should be red. What the fuck? Come on, toy company. Type Rusty says, nice USDM, though. Yeah, for real. I wish the spoiler didn't break off. The spoiler broke off. Type Rusty says, I bought new front camber arms today. Nice, dude. Hard race or what kind did you get? Or just OEM? Chris Millington says, nice. What kind or brand? Rusty says, hard. Hard, baby. Hard race. Yup, hard race makes good stuff, dude. I like hard race. Those tie rod ends. If you have any issues with your OEM tie rod ends, just get the fucking tie rod ends. The ones that install upside down, the better design, and the fucking roll center adjusters, dude. Literally, when I'd be in my car, the first day I had it, I went to go cut the wheel to like dodge a pothole, and I did it like I would normally do it, and I literally was like, doom, like that, and the car was like instantly moving, just like with like a little, that much movement. It was like that much driver feedback. I was like, damn, I can carve this bitch. Like, that's crazy. Rusty says, yeah, I have a mountain run scheduled for July 7th. Dude, that's sick. Is it just like a fucking, is it like a hill climb, or is it just like you're like going through the mountain? Rusty says, need to have the car ready. Deadlines, man. I mean, honestly, Rusty says, nah, just me, 5:30 a.m. Kill it. Fucking send it. Trying to Fly says, what mountain? Rusty says, my Mount Akina. Chris says, that's what I got for my HN. Well, hard race, front lower control arms. They are new to the market and a lot of K-Tune suspension stuff. Nice, dude. Yeah, I'm excited to see how the, on this car, if I get it, I'm excited to see how the Progress coilovers are. Because, like, I've never known anyone that owns Progress coilovers. I've seen people with Progress, like rear tie bars and stuff. You look under people's cars, you see Progress. I mean, that's literally like how I found out about that company, is just seeing so many tie bars in the back. You're sitting behind someone in traffic with a Honda, and the shit says Progress. I didn't know if it was like a car club or what. I was like, oh, okay, I see. That's the name of the part, the company. Rusty says Mount Lemon. Mount Lemon. That's hilarious. You're in a Phoenix yellow DC2 doing mountain runs on Mount Lemon. Le Mans. Let's see. Chris says those I've heard are very nice. Rusty says Progress CS2 are very well known. Not adjustable dampers, nice spring rate. Yeah, well, I'm not really too worried about like the dampening, because for the most part I don't really mind. Like, after 14 years or 10 plus years with these new speed race springs and stock struts, I mean, I've been through like a Vietnam of shock force vibration and like pothole banging and, you know, that whole type of deal. So I'm sure whatever he's got is probably going to be way better than what I had on my fucking, you know, the way my ride felt, basically, because I feel like I've got shell shock. It's like, you talk about suspension, I'm like, yeah, my suspension sucks. It handles amazing. It rides like shit. Trying to Fly says, I was going to say. Chris says, very expensive, though, too. Yeah, that's the crazy part, man. Like, everything he did to the car, he, like, went with, like, top-notch shit. You know what I mean? That's how I know the car's probably in good tidings. You know, it's like, I think it was a garage-kept car, too, because you got to think you're up north with all the salt. And the only thing it's got rusted is the fucking subframe. That's, like, nothing. That's, like, barely even, like, cracking the surface of rust. Like, it'd be one thing if the like quarter panels were like rusted as fuck or something like that, but I don't know. Looks like a good fucking car. Eric's here. What up, Eric? He says, what's the update? Picking up that new RSX soon? The update is Gato. He lives in Pennsylvania, obviously. He's going to drive like an hour and some change to Philly to scout the car for me, put some eyes on the car, shoot a video, check it out, vouch for it. And then from there, go fucking pick it up, pretty much. And there's the debate. I don't know how this works. Do I drive the car back, or do I get it on like a car carrier for like $300 or $400 more or whatever it costs? Because you got to think the car's not going to have any registration to me, and no inspection and no insurance. So like, fucking whoever forbid something happen and the car's not insured, it's not on the policy yet. I'm driving it back from Philly to here and have an accident or get pulled over and get fucking questioned or ticketed or whatever. Like, I feel like the car carrier route would probably be, for the $400, it's pretty well spent. Get your car delivered right to your driveway. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like, I don't know how that legal shit works. Like, how the fuck do you go get a car that's in states away, private seller, and like, who do I register with? Chris says that's a very good sign. That's a great car. Gato's a great guy for doing that for you. Yeah, man. Like, I didn't even ask him. He suggested. He was like, dude, I mean, I'm in the same state. I can go vouch for you and check it out. I say just do a full send it, bro. Supercharged. Let's get there in 5 hours. Why does the chat disappear? Let's see. Type Rusty said he's done it many times. Bank check in their name. Go to bank in front of notary. Sign over title to you with a basic bill of sale. Virginia should allow you to print temporary plates. But where do I get the temporary plates from? Do I just like print them out? Like, how does that work? I'm a noob. Rusty says, put them on the car, drive back to VA, then register. Probably pay tax on sales price. Fucking 9.5% on 12.5 grand. Ugh. Not sure on state online. Yup. Check with VA DMV or whatever. Chris says, nice. I think you can do that in Florida too now. Yeah, Florida versus Virginia, though, in terms of inspections and like DMV regulations is like night and day, though. Like, you could fucking ride around in Florida without a windshield. You ride around Florida with your car about to set on fire, like Ford Pinto style, and they'd be like, yeah, it's fine. Just pay your tag money, pay your inspection. Rusty says in Arizona you don't pay tax on private sale. Yeah, like I don't know about private sales, but like sales tax here is like 9.5% or 9.2% or something like that. Fucking text out. Eric says, yes, sir, you can. Riding around with like neon underglow chassis, no windshield, fucking a Good Burger blimp hanging off the top of it, and they're like, no fucks given. Just pay your fees. Yeah, Chris says 6% in Florida. Damn. Unless I'm thinking wrong. Maybe it's 7% here. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up. I always forget. I could have swore it's 9%. But yeah, I think ultimate thing just to check out the motor would be obviously to get a compression test done. I don't know if he'd be willing to do that or not. I'd hope he would, since I'm paying $12,000. I mean, I think that's pretty fair, honestly. Just like, hey, we're smart people. We know about motors. Let's make sure this compression is okay. It's got 150,000 miles on it. I don't think, as long as he maintained it, there should be no issue with pressure. As long as it's not like weird, like cylinder 1, 170, cylinder 2, 210, cylinder 3, 165, cylinder 4, 195, or some shit like that. That would be kind of sketchy. Because as far as I know, the compression relationship between each cylinder is supposed to be within 10 psi of each other. So like 190, 200, 190, 205, something like that. Or just 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, or 4 times, not 5. I got that 5-cylinder. Thing's sweet. But yeah, other than that, just selling shit on eBay. I think once we start taking the parts off this car and I start taking pictures of it, posting them up, or if any of you guys, I'll give you guys a parts list of what I have. Pretty much anything that was in a stock RSX Type S, like panel wise, except for the door panels have red inserts on them. But if you're missing a plastic piece, if you need a spare headliner, if you need dome light, map lights, fucking, dashboard. I mean, I'm sure we'll probably sell the dashboard. If I'd say the dashboard is something that'll probably have to be picked up here in town. Like I can't imagine like selling a dashboard. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to find a box that'll accommodate a dashboard, and the shipping on that would be fucking ridiculous. Yeah, he's selling it for $99 or $199 or whatever I sell it for, and then literally the shipping's like $350. Feel like shit. I guess if somebody's willing to pay it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all that's going on here today. Fucking just thought I'd share the intriguing news with you guys. Tomorrow will be an interesting day to say the least. Like, I'm excited to see that video. For real though. Wayne King Willie's here. He says mantis shrimp. Oh my god, that was crazy last night. Mantis shrimp. Fuck you. That thing was nasty. That thing is a fucking killer. This thing's literally like an exoskeleton spring puncher. Winking says, type Rusty, what up? Rusty's in the house, man. He's an OG. He's a DC OG. See, that's where I want to be at. I want to be Winking says, get in one next week. Keep it away from your children and your pets. That thing must pack, dude, 70 psi of punching pressure or whatever they said. That's fucking insane. This thing's like this big. Eric says, all right, my phone is about to be dead. Got to go on my way home. Are you trying to fucking play some PlayStation? That's the real question. I think today's going to be the day, Eric. We're getting a dub. Eric says, as soon as I get there, I'm beating her home. Sam and Dean will not be had. No, it's just too funny. The irony is, I really did think that show was not half bad for the first few seasons. And like, these fucking shows, man, they get so far down the rabbit hole, you're like, I've lost my way. I have no idea what's happening. Wayne King says that is the equivalent of 1,300 pounds per square inch heavyweight punch. That's fucking crazy to think, man. 1,300 pounds of pressure per square inch. Like, how do our heads not explode? Some Rocky shit right there. He's punching over 2,000 psi. He's gonna kill Apollo Creed. That's right. That's what the mantis shrimp said. That mantis shrimp is really that Swedish guy or whatever he is in Rocky. That's his style. Another thing I've thought of, Wing, I'm not sure if I'll be running the same valve cover or not. Like, obviously, I'm gonna keep the custom powder coated valve cover you did, and I'll just throw the Bonehead Performance one I had on before it onto the motor if I part the motor out. Fucking I'm not sure if a K20A2 valve cover will work on the setup. I think all K series valve covers work on one another. So pretty sure about that, but you never know. If I want to keep the existing valve cover he has on there, the black one or whatever, I can just get you to powder coat that one again, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It honestly depends on once I get the car and just like, I might plan a new theme. It might be an all M&M Honda theme. It might be a Jay's Racing theme. It might be Spoon Sports M&M Honda like I was going to do. I just don't know. I don't know how I want to pursue the engine bay, color scheme. I like that it's all blacked out. It looks real clean and like sleek. But me personally, I'm a fucking artist, man. I love me some colors, so I might go blue and yellow and blue and red like I was going to do originally. Or I might just keep it the way it is. I don't know. Time will tell. Winking says K24 covers are a little taller. Gotcha. So K24 being the odd man out. Like a K20Z1 and a K20A2 valve cover are probably the same, honestly. I would say they're both Type S coming out of RSXs. Chris says sweet. Hopefully it'll be sweet, man. I'm excited to see about limited slip differential. That is really kind of where I'm at. It's like, hey, Winking says yes, the same with a few differences. Well, the thing is too, that bung on the side, the one you got RJ to cut off and patch up, that's already gone. He has a -10 going from that to like he basically put a like where I had the 2 on the front at the bottom, he has just 1, I think, on the side, basically. So like clearly, like, you don't necessarily need 2 of those ports, you just need 1. So I'm assuming his 1 is going from there to the catch can, and then probably the PCV valve down by the alternator, underneath the alternator, or above the alternator, wherever it is, over in that area. That one's probably going there too. So he is probably only 2-line system. And I'll probably end up having to sell the Speed Factory catch can, which I'm not too upset about. I like the way it looks, but that's a lot of fucking real estate for a catch can, man. This thing's the size of a fucking battery, 3 filters. Like, yeah, it looks sweet, but to a degree, it's excessive. It's taking up a lot of the real estate in the engine bay. So like, I guess we'll just see, because the catch can he has is just like this black one that's like a bottle shape, and it's like right where the battery and the washer reservoir, like, tube that goes to the washer fluid, it's in that area, and it just like hides in. You don't even know. It's like, I didn't even realize it was a catch can until like I looked at the picture like 20 times over. I was like, oh, there's the catch can. So I mean, everything he did on the car, I really do agree with for the most part. I'm not a big fan of the A-spec wheels. I might end up selling those maybe, because that would be a pretty penny. They're powder-coated bronze A-spec wheels. But to a degree, I like the Type R wheels better. They're lighter weight. It'll probably make a little bit more power to the wheels, honestly, with the Type R wheels. Or let's say down the future, I get a lightweight wheel, a fucking, I don't know, C28s or something like that. That'd be pretty dope, but expensive, I think Type R wheels are the best way to get it done. They're lightweight enough, and they don't break the bank, and it's a OEM JDM fucking part, True story. But yeah, I'm sure there'll probably be some parts on it. It'd be dope to I'm already starting to think like naughty things we shouldn't do. Be dope to fucking take apart the supercharger and re-powder coat that. It's already powder coated, just like a new polish, or not polish, but like a brushed aluminum or whatever, fresh coat of powder coating or whatever. Fucking That would be so dope to do like yellow or blue or whichever theme I end up going with, or red or whatever the fuck. That'd be pretty crazy. But I think honestly for the aesthetic of just having a sleek, almost sleeper looking, like it looks like it was stock almost, black and brushed aluminum for the most part look pretty. It's a pretty good color combo, honestly. Because you know, you don't have to go loud with everything, like with color choice and stuff. Like I want purple and green, like Ninja Turtle. Wing King says mantis shrimp colors. So like basically like Lil Pump's hair. Looking like fucking what's his name? Monster from fucking Sesame Street. Or the Muppets. The drummer. Got fucking crazy dreads, bro. Winky says LOL. But yeah, man, that's gonna be sick to see some footage of it tomorrow and hear about it. Looking forward to it. And other than that, just chilling, slinging shit on eBay, getting myself situated for what's to come. Because I'm definitely excited. I'm ready to drive a fucking car. That's really ready to drive a Honda. Tired of driving this Fiat. I haven't even drove it in like days. Because it's not inspiring, you know? One, it's somebody else's car. And two, it's an automatic. And three, it's a smart car. And I mean, with that kind of criteria, you really can't have fun. I mean, it's nice getting from point A to point B, but it's just, you know, Wing King says Hondas suck. Says the owner of two Hondas. You know you fucked up, right? But yeah, fucking it'd be nice to get some fucking nice to get some money out of the old one, you know. But motor's still good. Transmission's got a fresh clutch and flywheel in it. HKS exhaust, Skunk 2 Alpha race header, Skunk 2 Pro Series manifold, 74 Skunk 2 throttle body. What else? K-Pro. I'm probably going to keep the M&M Honda rear strut tower bar and the C-pillar bar. Fucking, he says he has an X brace in the car, but it's not in the pictures. And I don't know, you know? Like when he says X brace, he's talking about like the thing that attaches from the rear struts up to the C pillars, like, you know, an X bar basically, you know, like they're all rigid and connected together. I didn't see it in the pictures though, so I don't know if it was in the pictures when he had like he didn't have it installed when he had it in the pictures taken or whatever, but depending you know, which if I like the way that looks, I mean I like the function of it better. It's more rigid, but the M&M Honda pieces are pretty choice. I really like them. And I'll have to order another fucking I'll have to order another fucking whatchamacallit, the red windshield banner. Wait 3.5 months for that. It makes me question whether I want to go. Well, not go. I'll go through it. Obviously, it's only like 125 bucks. It's not that big of a deal price wise, and the wait time. But it makes me want to question, like, do I want to have that red banner on this car? Do I want to have a black one? They have them in different colors. You know what I mean? Like I could go red, white, black, gray, et cetera, et cetera. I think the red would look really good though with the badges. Like get the Type R Honda badges instead of the Acura badges. Like it really makes it pop. You know what I mean? And if you do the red Brimbos later down the road or any of that. Wing King says, how much? How much for what? Which piece? You just want to buy everything? I'll just send you a shipping container filled with my stuff. The whole car. Just everything. I don't know why, but I got the Sopranos theme song stuck in my head. I was trying to play it on the drums earlier. It's a funky beat. Wing King, are you still there? Paging Wing King. Which piece are you asking about? How much? And while that is being typed, transmitted, I gotta pee. Be y'all. Wing King says, sorry, the car or what you were buying. Catch me up. 2006 Acura RSX Type S, Nighthawk Black Pearl, A-Spec package. Whole bunch of shit. 12.5. That's what the price says. I don't know if there's any haggle room. I think Elias is going to try to, ask him what he would, what's the lowest number? Is that the lowest number? Be y'all. But yeah, fucking parts. I mean, anything's up for grabs. Anybody needs some DC5 shit, K-Series stuff? We got it. Need that race header, you need that HKS at a good discounted price. Hooking it up. Hooking it up. Speaking of hooking it up, this phone's about to die. I need to charge that. There's that. But yeah, fucking man, I really hope I get this car. It'd be fucking dope. Be a really nice way to bounce back. It's like, wow, you just lost your clean ass DC5. What are you gonna do? Oh, nothing much. I just got another clean DC5. We're gonna make Honda Day. I mean, literally, that's crazy to think. We're gonna make Honda Day, and it's gonna be a crazier build than I had. You know what I mean? My shit was NA, making maybe 240, maybe, and now We're making friggin' 335. We'll be making 335 on pump gas, or 330 or 351 on methanol injection with pump gas, which is on 13.5 pounds of boost. That's pretty righteous, honestly. That's pretty fucking nasty. Wayne King says, when you get in it, if everything checks out tomorrow, when Elias goes and checks it out, you know, it is what it is. I'd say within the next week or two, probably. I think we're trying to jump on the ball, get the ball rolling, Mario style, Mario Party style. Wayne King says, when you get, I already read that. He says it's turbo. No, it's supercharged. Supercharger, 13.5 PSI, 351 with methanol, 335 on pump gas. Comtech supercharger, been completely disassembled and rebuilt and ported and the works, powder coated again. And yeah, I mean, superchargers, it's crazy to think it's making the same type of power like a turbo, you know? Because let's say like Zosh, he has a fucking B20 VTEC 2.0 liter, and he's got a turbo on it, and it's got like, it's sitting on like 12 pounds, and it makes like 321 or 325. That's a turbo. And this is a 2.0 liter motor, K series, obviously a little bit better. 13.5 pounds, making 351. That's only 1.5 pounds difference. Wing King says aftercooler. It's got an aftercooler. It's got fucking methanol. It's got the battery relocated in the back. Mine was on the left. It's on the right. And then the methanol, the little methanol tank is in the back. And he's including gallons, a few gallons of boost juice, snow performance boost juice, like methanol. So I'll have the methanol situated. And it can run, the best part is it can run with methanol or without methanol. There's no confliction whatsoever. It has a switch hooked up. So let's say, you know, you'd think, oh, we got a methanol tune, then you got a pump gas tune. So you got to switch between the two, like get out the K Pro or whatever. But K Tuner, the way he had it set up at the Innovative Motor Works, basically the way it works is you have this switch to engage methanol. It's a 12 volt or 5 volt or whatever it is. And basically, if it's off, that output is going into K Tuner. And if it's off, it'll go to the pump gas tune. And if it's engaged and it sends the voltage signal into K Tuner's analog outputs or inputs or whatever they are, it'll go to the methanol tune. So there's two tunes saved in there, and it's got like this like fail-safe system. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Wing King says that's where the power comes from. What, the aftercooler? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna keep the power band consistent. You know what I mean? The power consistent for sure. I mean, dude, I always preach about NA, but I think supercharger would be the epitome of a way to break into the world of forced induction and still retain the reliability and still be able to, you know, put over 300 to the wheels. When King says Merc Racing Charger upgrade later, no need for meth then. Well, it's funny you mentioned Merc Racing. It has like a Merc Racing fuel rail on it. It's got a bunch of Merc Racing parts on it, the pulleys and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's not even like a stock Comptech supercharger kit. It has upgraded pulleys. It has, you know, upgraded Merc Racing fuel rail. It's got insane evolution, 1000 cc injectors. I mean, it's ready to go. That's like, you would think I would be like trying to get like, just like, you know, the cheapest, cleanest stock Type S I could get so I could, get my shit in and do it my way completely. But honestly, to save time and still make it to H day and all that stuff, this is my way. Like, I would do it the exact same way he did it, pretty much. Like, he did, I mean, everything, dude. Everything. Other than upgrading the valve train and maybe like TSX cams or something like that, and Wiseco pistons, Eagle rods, et cetera, maybe like fucking get a spoon fucking head gasket to up the compression. I mean, there's not much else I would do, honestly. It's just a great looking car. And if it's a great running car and it gets down, I mean, cha-ching. Game over, time to get it. But yeah, we're gonna talk to the DMV and see how we need to go about, transporting this car if I drive it back, print out temporary tags like Rusty said, or how we go about doing it. Because if it's a lot of hassle, then we'll probably just get the car carrier to go pick it up, fucking drive it, transport it back to VA, register it, and then I can drive it, which would be dope. And it would put, less miles on the car. 500 less miles on the car, because it's already got 152,000 miles on it, but it's got it's got a K-tune timing chain tensioner. It's got just a bunch of ass load of parts. A lot of parts. Man, why's the check keep disappearing? That's so stupid. Wayne King says that's cool. Merc parts already installed. Yep. I mean, every brand of it. Like, the only thing I'm surprised on is the Clutchmaster cylinder and the Slave cylinder. He has brand new OEM Honda ones installed. But like, somebody that went to the trouble of all that, I would figure they would go K-tuned CMC and Slave cylinder. You know what I mean? He has a K-tuned stainless steel clutch line, but the CMC and the Slave cylinder are stock. They're brand new OEM parts. So it's like, that's the only thing I was like, kind of like, why wouldn't you get like K-tuned on that? You even got the stainless steel clutch line. Like, why wouldn't you upgrade the Slave cylinder and the Master? But luckily, I have those on my car, so I can just, eventually get those swapped over. Be a good project. I'm just excited to have a car to drive, honestly. Dude, why does the chat keep disappearing? It's so stupid. Look up their charger upgrade. Well, let's check it out. Ugh. 5 hours of sleep, man. Supercharger. When you say supercharger upgrade, what are you talking about? Like, is there like a stage 1 upgrade or something? Because like, all I see is the upgraded blower pulley, aftercooler, some of the stuff it already has. Wing King says you need some fresh wedge beavers too. Justin's about to come out the back lurking like. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not I see blower pulleys. I don't see like an upgraded blower. Unless it's just like in the supercharger kit. TVS charger. TVS charger. Oh, okay. I see. MR 1320 TVS supercharger kit, air to water cooling ready. Gotcha. Damn, they have that TVS supercharger kit for Miata with a K series in it. That's fucking crazy. Every time I say K series, man, shut up. Every time you say K series. Like, is it really K Siri? Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
Turn yourself off. Shut your mouth. Bye-bye. Bitch, go to sleep. That thing's creepy. Creepy. Let's see. Capable of over 350 horsepower system and 400 horsepower with E70. Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's already making 335 the way it is without methanol. Then it makes 351 with methanol. So I mean, it's really not, because it says 400 horsepower with E70. You got to run full ethanol. So I mean, we're at 351 with methanol, water meth type blend or whatever. So I mean, it's not that much more power, honestly, for the money, because you got to spend $4,300 to get that upgrade. That's like a fuckload of money. That's as much as the supercharger. Kit includes the supercharger, air to water cooling ready manifold, associated mounting hardware, high quality finished CNC inlet ready for stock through 74 millimeter throttle body. So we got that covered. Running the biggest throttle body. Your choice of throttle body adapter for your vehicle. 90 millimeter inlet option available for drive-by cable cars. Note, you must replace the thermostat housing with one that points downward, such as the Acura RSX Type S. This does two things. Provides clearance for the massive manifold, puts additional heat away from the manifold. Fair enough. Fair enough. Wing King says that's why Apple sucks. I'll agree with you on that one. True story. Yeah, CT Engineering supercharger with 2,500 miles on it. Rebuilt, ported, ceramic coated, rotor pack, and powder coated by John Bond Performance. He's got the T-Moss ported intake manifold, The Merc Racing 2¼ inch aftercooler core, big bore inlet, auto tensioner, billet surge tank, heat exchanger, brushless AC pump, and fuel rail. Then he's got the Merc Racing 2.9-inch blower pulley with the Stigmeyer constrictor grip modification, 6.37-inch K24 Skeletor crank pulley, Skunk 274 throttle body, Pro Meth methanol injection, 14 gallons per hour with Snow Performance safe injection solenoid and gauge, a DW 65C fuel pump, DevSport fuel line, Radium Engineering pulse damper and fuel gauge, evolved injection 1000cc injectors, 3.5-inch custom intake with K&N filter, custom powder coated valve cover with -10 AN bungs, track tough coil pack cover, Downstar valve cover hardware, Pro Bolt supercharger hardware, hybrid racing oil radiator cap reservoir cover and T-bolt clamps, K-tuned IAT sensor relocation, K-tuned upper coolant housing, brake booster line and tensioner, battery relocation to hatch with the Moroso battery box, vibration performance -10 AN vent lines, the valve cover and the PCV, torque solution exhaust hangers, new exhaust hardware, NVIDIA race header, Q300 catback system, and a complete AC replacement of summer of 2016. So it's got full-on brand new air conditioning. Transmission-wise, Syncrotech rebuilt transmission with carbon synchros and M Factory LSD. Hybrid racing cable bushings, K-tune clutch line, new Honda CSC and an EM2 CMC. New competition clutch stage 4 and pressure plate, and a competition clutch 11.5 lightweight flywheel. Wow. Wayne King says, what you think about throwing some mantis shrimp in a public pool? I think you'd have a lawsuit on your hands, like, holy shit. Wayne King says, I'm buying the car now. No way, man. I got dibs. Rusty found it. He delivered it to your boy Shades Wade. Shades Wade wants it. Needs it. I don't even have a fucking car, man. You got a CRV, you got a FA5. Come on now. Wing King says, why is he selling it? He got another family car for a good deal, and it's, you know, to that point where you're a family man, you got to make sacrifices. It's kind of like Type Rusty. Like, Type Rusty never wanted to sell his car, but he had to make sacrifices for his daughter being born, all that stuff. So I think it's like one of those situations, you know, buys a family car for the family, good deal. You know, it doesn't have garage space for everything, I guess. And, you know, something like that. Wing King says that would be a great prank. Be a horrible prank. This guy lost his fucking baby in a flood, so he's gonna buy this sweet thing for like 12 grand, but I bought it first. Owned Ashton Kutcher. You just got punked. Just like you, like the next video you post up, you went and bought it. You're like, you just got punked. I'd get a laugh, and then I'd be like deeply depressed. I'd be like, God damn it. Gotta buy a stock one now. Wing King says, should I boost my CRV? I mean, K24 in it. It has a K24, right? It's got the low boost compression, the 9.5 to 1.1. I think, or 9.6. It's 9.5 to 1, right? That's low boost. It'd be a good candidate for some boost. True story. And then suspension wise, it's got electric power steering, which just like makes me want to nut because that's just like an awesome upgrade. Like, hey, electric power steering, fuck it. And Progress competition coilovers, hard race motor mounts, J's Racing front strut tower bar with torque damper, powder coated gloss black, Garage 16 X brace, EM2 front sway bar with energy suspension bushings, Progress competition rear sway brace bar, rear sway bar and brace bar, powder coated A-spec wheels, Hankook Ventus RS4s, Hawk Performance PC in the front, and HP Plus pads in the back. Front and rear calipers replaced. Alignment was done on 5/23 of this year. Wing King says yes, 24, and then Wing King says, did Rob sell the Type R? He fucking traded it in. He went back to a sport hatch. I'm highly disappointed. I mean, I know it's his car. He can do whatever he wants with it, but I don't dig it. I don't understand why he bought the Type R in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, impulses, man. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Because Wing King says, how much do you get? I don't even know, honestly. I haven't been watching the channel too much. Just because it's like now, like, there's not much content across the board that I'm going to be watching of his, because I'm not a truck guy. And I was like pretty much only watching him for the Type R content and the sports car hot hatch content. You know what I mean? So now it's kind of like, I don't know why I would be. I mean, I watch him because he's a friend or a fellow YouTuber or whatever, but I don't know. It's weird. I'm not really a truck guy by any means. I'm not into Tacomas or Tundras or any of that stuff. And yeah, it sucks though, man. He should have sold it to you. Wing King says, how much do you get? Wow, truck nuts. Truck nuts. Well, it's just like he owned a Civic Sport first, right? You have a Civic Sport hatch. Okay. So if you were real happy with it, you would have kept it. But he didn't. He saw the Type R and he's like, that thing's sick. That's going to be a statement. Gets that. And then keeps that for less than a year. And then goes back to a Civic Sport hatch. It's just like, it's kind of, I don't get what's the point. You know what I mean? I'm going to laugh if like one day he buys another Type R and be like, dude, you literally flip-flopped. Wayne King says he wouldn't sell to me, at least at MSRP. Yeah. Dude, you should honestly, there's a black Type R with 10 miles on it, and he wants like it's Rosenthal. I think I told you about this already. It's Rosenthal, Fairfax, Virginia Honda dealership. It's like 32, I think, or 33. It's definitely below 37.5. I'll tell you that much for sure. But yeah, man, maybe you can make a ye old pilgrimage up to VA. Your boy Shade's Wade will drive you to Fairfax. That's right. Go take a look at it. Let's see. Wing King says crazy, and he says Plaza in New York, 32,000. Yeah, but that's a far trip. Georgia to fucking New York. I mean, I'm like right in the middle. Yeah, think about it. I'm right in the middle. Georgia, Virginia, New York. So you got to go Georgia, New York. That's a far drive. Fucking tired on 5 hours of sleep, man. It's almost 4 o'clock. That's crazy. Wayne King says New York, then Dilla's Delights, hitting up old Detroit in a Type R. Oh man, I wouldn't take a Type R to Detroit to save my life. That is not like worried about it getting stolen, just like somebody vandalizing. Have you seen that shit about Vice did this thing where people in like gangs in Detroit, or people that aren't in gangs but are exposed to gang violence, guns, and drive-bys and all that stuff, they're playing paintball. They're basically swapping out, instead of doing drive-bys with guns, they're doing drive-bys with paintball guns, which is, I'm glad it's saving lives and stuff, but they're still shooting people shit with paintball guns and like shooting out windows and shooting people and stuff like that with paintball guns. Sure, it's taking it down a notch. You're not dying. You're not getting shot and killed. You're getting shot with paintballs and getting like fucking welts on you and shit like that, blood blisters because people are shooting you with a paintball gun. It's like, why not just take it one more step and just not shoot people with anything? How about a water gun? That would be the ultimate. I think a water gun would be the ultimate compromise for gang violence. Just like, yeah, bitch, super soaker. Like when you're a kid, having water gun fights and shit. Just keep it at that level. Be all good. But yeah, it'd be tight to go to that fucking donut shop. Wayne King says they were eating at Dilla's on the United Shades of America show. Is that really a show? The United Shades of America? Are you shitting me? What the fuck is that? The United Shades of America. The United Shades Wade of America. That's quite a pun. And I thought I was funny the other day when Honda Vlogs did his recap show. He said, "Stay positive" to my comment. I was like, yeah, third recap back to back, man. Good look. Much love. Appreciate the support. And he said, yeah, stay positive. And then I replied back to that, shades wading through the floodwaters. I was like, yeah, there's a pun. Wayne King says, yes, it is. Good show. It's because Catch Your Boy Shades Wade. True story. But yeah, fucking definitely keep you guys posted on what happens tomorrow. And if the car checks out, it's a high contender in the possibilities of cars for your boy Shades Wade. This is true. Dude, I just can't wait to drive. Like, not even like rip on it, just drive a fucking sick car. I miss my baby so much. I miss my baby. I feel like for the next like week, I'm just gonna like play like a bunch of blues guitar and be like Howlin' Wolf. Be like, oh baby. Oh baby. I done missed you so much. Oh baby. I talk like this. I mean, I understand how Howlin' Wolf could sing like that, like naturally. Like that's his natural singing voice. That's fucking crazy. Like, if you hear me howling, calling on my darling. What? That's fucking badass. That's essentially that in a nutshell is why old music is always gonna dominate new shit. These like, could you imagine Howlin' Wolf auto-tuned? That would just be like, ugh. Wing King says, don't wedge its beaver. That's a guy that didn't have a wedge beaver. Fucking Howlin' Wolf. Johnny Guitar walked. And no wedge beaver needed. They're like, fucking, I want those crumbs in my seat. I want a fucking nickel and a dime in my seat. French fry, a fritter. I don't give no shits. Fuck your wedge beaver. Wing King says, that would be awesome, auto-tune Wolf. it'd either be awesome or it'd be as horrible as any other auto-tune shit. You know what I mean? Just for like nostalgic purposes, like hearing what auto-tune Howlin' Wolf would sound like. But like, I just cannot stand auto-tune. I think it destroys the fucking hard work and determination a musician should have. Like, think about like old like heavy metal, like Iron Maiden or something like that. That motherfucker on Run to the Hills, like he sang that. He didn't. It wasn't auto-tune. You know what I mean? Not saying it's my favorite song or favorite band by any means, but just the amount of vocal technique and endurance it takes to pull that off is like daunting. So now people can just be like fucking fart on a microphone, auto-tune it to a certain key, scale key, and oh, we got a hit. Time to make millions. So stupid. People like imagine if auto-tune music made no money because it's cheating, obviously, and like, you know, tempo map drum beats that are on electronic samples of perfect sounding drums, perfect. Imagine if you couldn't make money off that, but then if you worked hard and recorded your own drums, sang your own parts, you'd get money then, like the way it used to be. But now it's the exact opposite. People that are making essentially disco pop music and dubstep and shit like that and auto-tuning vocals and using samples and all that stuff, they get paid more than people that are fucking authentic, which is just like pew, third eye destroyed. It's all about capitalism. That's what it comes down to. But we'll leave that for another talk. But yeah, guys, seeing as it's been a 2-hour stream already, and I'm probably about to grab some lunch and maybe play some PlayStation, get excited for hearing about tomorrow. I think I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for everyone that stopped in. Thanks for the suggestions, support, comments, questions, all that stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy. Winking says grab a Hot Pocket. I can't stand Hot Pockets, honestly. And I'll leave you with that. I don't like Hot Pockets.